If I were starting SEO today, here's what I would do. So if I were brand new to SEO, I would want to learn how to do it the right way, mostly because I know that that's going to be the key to your success. So I'm going to give you that little help, that little hint right now. Learn how to do it the right way before you start putting your effort and time into it, because it will make a huge difference for you. But I would identify the pages that I wanted to start with on my website. If I couldn't do my entire website right away, that would be okay. But I would identify the most important pages, and I would identify those based probably on either which ones have the best potential to drive traffic to my website, meaning the ones that people would be searching for, or the ones that could potentially drive the most revenue for me. So if I had a very basic website that was like a home page, an about page, a contact page, and maybe a couple products or services, I would probably start with the home page, maybe the about page, and definitely the product or service pages, because those are the pages that are going to most likely drive traffic, especially for a small website. So I would start there, and I would prioritize my time and my effort on those pages that would make the most sense to drive either traffic or revenue for my business. So with that being said, I wouldn't worry about things like the contact page, at least not off the bat, because your contact page is not really going to be something that people are looking for on a regular basis. And if they are, they already know they want to work with you. They're just looking for your contact information, or let's be real, more often than not, it's a salesperson who's looking to get a hold of you, or somebody who wants to sell you something or spam you something. So we're not going to worry as much about that. So if we are just starting out, we're not really sure where to go, I would start with my homepage, probably my about page, because that's another one that's generally a good source of traffic, and then my products or services. So if you don't have those pages on your website right now, those are probably going to be the most important ones to make sure you have, and then ultimately that you do optimize. Now, as far as what would I do for SEO, I would get the SEO Content Quick Start Guide. If you don't have that yet, download it. You can get it from the freebies tab on my website. That's etchedmarketing.com/freebies. Just go ahead and request the SEO Content Quick Start Guide, because that's going to have all the rules that you need to follow to do the optimization on your site. So I would start by choosing one keyword for each of those pages that you're going to optimize. So one for your homepage, one for your about page, and one for your product or service pages. Now, if you have multiple individual products, let's say you're a course creator and you have 3 different courses, you should ultimately have 3 different course sales pages or 3 different course pages. You could optimize all 3 of those pages. If you currently only have one page that's got all your courses listed on it, that's okay to start with, but I do want you to start thinking about breaking that out and creating individual pages for each of your products, because it's going to be easier from an SEO standpoint. It's going to be easier from an optimization standpoint, okay? But for now, whatever you have is okay, because we're just starting out. So you're going to choose a keyword, and you're going to remember how to choose a keyword that you can rank for. So if you're not sure, make sure you go back and listen to the episode that's all about SEO keywords, and everything you know about them is wrong, and here's what's right and how to choose them. Go through that training or take the free class. You can find that also on the freebies tab on the website, etchedmarketing.com/freebies. Take the free class, because in there I teach you how to choose the right keyword. So make sure you're choosing a keyword that you can rank for. This is critical, because if you choose a keyword that you can't rank for, you're going to do all this work and you're not going to get results, because you've chosen a keyword that's too competitive and your website's not going to show up for it. So let's not do that. Let's not make that mistake. And that is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're just starting out in SEO. So let me help you and save you from making that mistake. Okay. So choose a keyword that your website can rank for. Now you're going to want to use that keyword in each of the places that Google is going to look for information as to what your page is about. So that means you're going to put your keyword in your title tag, and you're going to keep your title tag under 60 characters, including spaces. This is in your SEO content quick start guide. So you don't have to write all this down. Just make sure that you get that so that you can take a look at it and you know that you have that right. Then you're going to use your keyword in your meta description. Your meta description is under 160 characters, also including spaces. So you're going to use it there. You're going to use your keyword in your header tags. Your H1 tag is going to be your most important. That's what really tells Google what this page is about. If you're on WordPress, your page title by default is your H1 tag. So you want to make sure that you're using your keyword in your page title. If you're on a different website builder, Showit, Kajabi, Squarespace, you may have the option to set an H1 tag, or it may be a default. So you'll need to just do a quick double check on that. Make sure that your most important keyword is in your H1 tag. If you have content on your page, which you should, make sure you've got content on your page so that Google understands what your page is about and your ideal customer can read the information and start to understand what your page is about. You're going to want to use your keyword in your copy. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many times to use your keyword because that's how we get really crummy copy. You're going to write for your ideal customer. You're going to tell them a story. You're going to provide them value. You're going to give them the information that they need. And by doing that, you should naturally use your keyword because your page is supposed to be about whatever that keyword is. That should be the most important thing about your page. So you should naturally be using it. Now, ideally, I'd like you to also use H2 and H3 tags to separate your content. So your H1 is what your page is about. It's generally the title. You want to think of it like a story. Let's say that we're doing 3 points. Well, those 3 main points, those would be broken down and marked as H2 tags, and you should use your keyword in there. If, let's say, point 1 has 2 or 3 subpoints and you want to break that down further, that's where you would use an H3 tag, and you could use your keyword in there as well. See how this can really start to help Google understand because they keep seeing the same keyword in all these different areas, which helps Google understand that that's what this page is about. Next, you're going to want to use pictures on your page, and you're going to want to use your keyword in your image file name. So no more just uploading your image straight off your camera or straight off your phone. You need to change the file name, and you need to use your keyword in there and use a dash, the one that looks like a minus sign, in between the words because Google reads that as a space. Now, bonus tip, if you want to show up in Google image search for your business name, which you do because you want to show up as many places as possible, go ahead and include your business name in your file name as well. So it's going to be keyword dash, keyword dash, keyword dash, business name. Does not matter if it's a super long file name, does not make a difference. We're not worried about a character count here the way that we are on a title tag or a meta description. So go ahead and do that. Now you've got your page optimized for Google. Google understands what your page is about. I want you to repeat the same process on your next page. So if you started with your home page, you've got it all done. Go ahead and look at the SEO checklist that's on the last page of the Quick Start Guide just to make sure that you've got everything done there and just check mark to make sure you're set. Now you're going to go on to your About page, and then you're going to go through the same process for your products and services. Now, if you want to help yourself get even more traffic, or if you're in a competitive niche where maybe the keywords that you were really hoping that you could use for your homepage, your About, and your product or service pages were way too competitive. When you went through and you did the research, you realized that they were not the right keywords for you. When you're in a situation like that, like many small business owners are, your blog can be an incredibly powerful way to drive traffic to a smaller website. So what I would like you to seriously consider doing is adding a blog. If you're not currently blogging, I want you to very seriously consider adding a blog and creating 1 post each week. And you want to think about how you break this down. You want to make sure that you're providing value for your ideal customer and your content is super helpful, and that you're optimizing your blog post following the same process that I just talked about for optimizing the pages on your website. That's going to help you spread your net further and be able to attract more traffic. So when you have 3 or 4 pages that are optimized, that gives you 3 or 4 chances for people to find you through Google. When you blog weekly and you have 50 blog posts a year, that gives you those first 3 or 4 chances to be found through your website and another 50 chances to be found through your blog content. And your blog content should be designed to be very helpful for your ideal customer, should answer their questions, should provide them value, and should ultimately drive them back to your business as a resource for them. I teach exactly how to do this and set the strategy up and how to figure out what goes on the blog and what goes on the website inside Simple SEO content. So if